Hi and welcome to Lippy Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our paranormal news and discussion, and we have an article that comes to us from Coast to Coast, and the article is entitled Fairy Friends Oppose Scottish Fish Farm. So there's a proposed fish farm in Scotland that's been met with odd opposition in a form of objection from people concerned that it's going to disturb the fairies in the area. Planners for the site had reportedly envisioned it occupying the waters off the coast of the country's Isle of Skye. However, at a hearing about the project this week, officials revealed that they had received a rather remarkable letter taking issue with the fish farm on account of what the author believes to be supernatural beings long said to live in the area. So it was penned by a group calling themselves Friends of the Eileen Jesus Christ, I can't say that, fairies. The seemingly quite serious missive declared that the location for the proposed fish farm just so happens to be the home of a population of mermaid-like entities known as the Ashrai. They went on to explain that these are sea fairies, or for lack of a better term, they live for hundreds of years, will come up to the surface of the water once each century to bathe in the moonlight, which helps them grow. They say in the letter that it's proven that the steel of the fish farm cages draws many Ashrai to the surface with only one result: they melt. In addition to the worrisome scenario, the group said fishermen working at the location could also be at risk. They explained that it is because the aquatic entities will attempt to lure them with promises of gold and jewels into the deepest parts of the ocean to simply drown or trick them. So, it says, beyond these concerns, the letter claimed that seals living in the region are actually supernatural beings in disguise that may be impacted by the fish farm being built. Several esoteric landmarks in the area which could also be disturbed by their neighbor. The office tasked with overseeing the project rejected the proposal, citing environmental concerns raised by various other groups as well, in an apparent nod to the fairy friends, ancient folklore, they call it.
So they're not building it because of the...
They're saying other factors as well, from other neighbors.
Okay.
But they were trying to build it. This group, the Friends of, I can't even say it. I mean, look at this word. Look at this word.
Daggerith.
You're missing like 17 out of the 18 other consonants in there. So it's a very long word. But anyway, so this group is looking to protect the area from these fairies. They apparently have watched over it for many years. They're just known as basically sea fairies, or a type of mermaid that come up every 100 years to bathe in the moonlight, and it helps them grow, supposedly. So this gets a little bit into that elemental type field.
It's so crazy because I'm actually doing a lot of research on elementals, and talking about elementals, you have fairies fall in that category, gnomes, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that something like this would come out. Is it possible? Anything's possible in the world, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know a whole lot on the area, the whole situation going on here.
It doesn't get crazy into it.
When you talk about elementals and fairies and stuff, once you interrupt their land, there's a lot of hostility towards the people who do so. So the fact that they talk about, the mermaids coming up and, they take down a human down under, in the depths, and they get killed. It's not as far-fetched as a lot of people think. I think it's a little bit more clean-cut than that, but there's been a lot of known cases where people have built on the land of elementals and fairies and stuff, and they've had nothing but problems on the land that they built. Everyone's like, well, I've never seen one. Well, you're not in tune to it, so piss off. This stuff, I believe it to exist in some plane of existence. When you're a paranormal investigator, yes, I'm a skeptic, but I believe in things that we may not be able to see because we're not in tune to that world. I always say, You know, people saying how, well, you know, I don't believe any of that, blah, blah, blah. Do you believe in God? And they say, yeah, but prove it. Prove it.
Right.
Prove it.
Right.
Have you seen him? No. It's just something you believe in. So
It's like
that's
the Force.
that's my hit towards a lot of people when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, in the area they're talking about, it's Ireland, it's Scotland.
Yeah,
This has
that's
got a
the area.
long,
That's
drawn history of fairies and elementals and
That's why it
the
doesn't
belief
surprise
in the
me.
structure. No, not at all. Not at all. Especially because the land is ancient. Like, yes,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yes,
Right.
the United States is old. It's just as ancient as it's all part of everything. But it's all been so farmed and mined and destroyed and stuff like that over the years, and it's honestly it's not that old in
No,
terms of
Long Island
in
is
terms of people being here.
10,000 years old.
But
It's from the glacier.
right, but these guys, you're talking about millions of years this land's been around.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so.
right.
Yeah, I mean, there's something. I mean, where did these stories all come from?
Yeah, I mean,
There's got to be some truth.
I always look at it as just find a different spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it that deep that you really have to go that hard on it, or can you just go to a different spot? You know,
I
'cause
just
the fact that, yeah, there's a good chance nothing's gonna happen,
right.
but that chance that it does,
worth
do you
it?
really want to deal with that? You know, like, I'm that type of person where, you know, like, that's like, you know, the chair at Little People Village. You know, chances are if I sit in, I'm probably not gonna die in 7 years. But,
Is
you know
it
what?
worth it?
I'm not gonna chance it. I'm not gonna try it.
You know what
so-
I'm not playing today?
You
Final
know?
Destination.
Yeah, you know, like that's how I look at it. So,
It says here, ultimately the office tasked with overseeing the project rejected the proposal, citing environmental concerns raised by various other groups, as well as in an apparent nod to the fairy friends. So,
that area, though,
they don't totally disacknowledge
they
it.
don't.
They acknowledge it too.
The people in those countries, they really do believe in that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, they really like. It's very similar to like when you talk about Middle Eastern countries believing in jinn. It's that same concept. Like in certain parts of the world, you know, you go down to South America, chupacabra. Without a doubt, it exists there.
Yeah.
And nobody there will tell you otherwise. You know, where up here it's like, I don't know. But down there they believe in it so much, you know, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, power to them. I mean, I'm glad it's about time that, you know,
Oh yeah.
governments are.
Well, I wouldn't want somebody tearing down my house and building a fish market on it either. So
exactly.
I'd get a little annoyed too.
Yeah. And I know you don't know a whole lot about the topic, but.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not too familiar with elementals and
Yeah.
everything, but like I said, I know I'd just be pissed off if somebody came tearing down my house, especially to build a fish market.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Yep. So, all right, guys. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, give this video a like, share, and subscribe. You can also continue to follow us by clicking the little notification bell to know when all of our content is uploaded to YouTube. So thank you guys again for joining us on the latest edition of Ghost News Network, and until next time, take care, guys.